When?
Once. For today.
Really?
I think you already know.
No.
Okay, that's great.
It's today?
What is today?
The presentation, listening. No, sorry, listening. It was reading, sorry.
Oh. Woo. Yeah.
Like,
sorry.
one.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Woo. Okay. So when is the listening speaking presentation?
No, I thought messed up. Sorry.
So in the reading presentation we need to choose a country. Just one?
True.
Does it have to be two? I think it can only be one.
Can only be one?
Did I talk about we have to like compare two countries? We just
Compare and contrast two countries. How you are going to compare one country?
Oh really? I did two countries anyways.
No es una certeza tan difícil. Sí, no.
Morning. Morning.
Julie, are you doing that opener?
Yes.
I saw you like, you got the opener. You guys have vocabulary for this week, right? Do you have vocabulary for this week?
No.
Not really.
No? Are you saying that because you don't want to do vocabulary?
It's because we don't remember.
For me?
Not really.
It's super hot outside.
It is really
Hot?
warm in here.
No?
Yeah.
I like this room. Yeah. Good morning. See, we're next to water.
Actually, who took the picture?
Huh?
Who took the picture?
Me.
Hmm?
Me.
You? Yeah, who?
Me.
You? No. Is this sister beside Naoki?
What?
I mean, who took the picture? You? You said beside Naoki. And the vision is there. You?
check.
Yeah, there are signs. So, at the doors anyway. So,
I can go
You
back.
go to
Time
the
to start.
original pen.
no, that's because
Yeah.
another teacher put signs on the doors. So they should know. At least see it. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So, Julie, do you want to take over for a minute? Good morning, everyone. We're gonna start with opening hymn number 1. Good morning.
Okay.
You have hymn books on your phones.
See.
One.
Number one?
Number one.
One. Number one.
Okay. I will pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so grateful for this beautiful morning. We are grateful for this class. We are grateful for our teacher, Miss Dunster. Please bless this class to be able to understand. And I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks, Julie. So you talked about, Mrs. Cox said that you talked about noun clauses.
Yes.
What do you remember about noun clauses? Like,
Yes.
Can you tell me what you went over?
Yes.
That's connect to.
That connect two parts of the sentence?
Yes.
Okay.
When.
No.
Why, where.
Yes.
Okay,
Why
the
and
connectors. Okay. Do you know what has to be in the first part of the sentence in order for it to be in the second part of the sentence?
Yeah, the subject and verb.
Subject, verb. And then what's in the noun phrase?
I mean, where, what, something.
Where, what? Yeah, that
Yeah,
starts
when.
the noun phrase. And then you have
But
another.
we have two like phrase with verb and subject.
Mhm. Yeah, you got that. So, like this one here, you have, this is the
Subject.
this is the,
Verb.
this is
Is
the
Noun clause.
here. Noun phrase, and then of the noun phrase, this is the,
Just subject.
and this.
Verb.
Okay, cool. So you know, you have two subjects and verbs, but this, as a noun phrase, is the object of this.
But why is noun phrase if you have verb?
Because it starts with a noun. I'm not exactly sure,
Yeah.
to be honest, but it connects that, and then it's describing like the noun, but it's the object of this. I think something, and so that makes it the noun phrase, and it's connected to this one. Okay. So what we're going to do is do a quick activity, and I think there are enough people. This is a really soft, it's actually a brain, but it's just something that's soft that you can kind of toss around. So what we're going to do is, if you want to kind of look at the questions, you're welcome to open up to page 258, because we're going to ask each other questions. these, it doesn't matter so much what you respond as it is how you respond. So to respond to these questions, you start with I, then you say am or was, yes, page 258. And then an adjective like excited or happy or worried, that, dot, dot, dot. So that's how you're going to respond. This is the formula to answering these questions. So it's exercise 23. So I'm just going to, we're going to throw this to the next person. It's called popcorn. I don't know if you've played this before.
Popcorn?
Yeah. It's where you're the person who answers if you have the brain, and then you throw it to somebody, and then they have to answer the next question.
Oh, yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah. So I'll take the example question. So what is something in your life that you're glad about? So I'd say, I am glad that I get to teach this class.
Okay.
Okay,
Wow.
I know, I was
Nice.
like, okay, so then I'm going to pop it over to Vanessa. And then we ask you, what is something that disappointed you in the past?
I'm really sad that I didn't learn English earlier.
Yeah.
This word?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's perfect. Go ahead and throw it to somebody.
Water.
Give me.
Awesome. And then you want to ask him question 2?
Yeah. 2. What's
Yeah.
something that annoyed you?
Oh my gosh.
This is easy.
I felt annoyed that I sleep late.
You slept
Okay.
late
Yeah.
last night or this morning?
I mean, yeah, nah, before. I'm saying class that because sleep late.
Oh, so you went to bed late. So you woke up late?
What is that? Wake up late, sorry.
You woke up late.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yours.
All right. Then you ask him question 3.
Okay. What's something about your friends that please you?
I'm glad that my friends help. My friends help doing homework.
They help you with homework? Nice. That's good.
Your brain.
Okay. Let's also the next person. It's probably good to say their name first so they know what's coming. Blanca. Ask her number
What
4.
is something about nature that amazes
Something that amazes me about nature is its change of season.
Say that again.
Change of season.
The change of seasons. Yeah. The different colors and the different like flowers versus leaves, that sort of thing. Snow. Okay. Ashley.
What is something about another culture's tradition that surprised you?
The food they eat?
So say
Okay. I'm surprised about the food they eat. Maybe like something.
surprised that they have like eat different foods.
Yeah.
They have a big variety of foods. Okay. Cool.
Thomas. What is something that you are afraid will happen in the future?
You're quiet.
I am afraid about my grading stuff.
Oh. So you're afraid that you might have a low score on the TOEFL. Okay.
That what?
That
That,
mm,
yeah, I'm Tuesday.
yeah. Can you say it again real quick?
I'm afraid that I have a low grading in the TOEFL.
Okay, so that you might have a low grade on the TOEFL. Because you haven't taken the TOEFL yet,
I
right?
did.
Oh, you did? Oh, I didn't realize that. Did all of you take the TOEFL?
No.
Oh, okay. Just some of you. Okay. That makes sense.
Okay, Stephanie. Perfect. What is something about your future that you are sure of?
I am sure that my family is going to be here with me.
Awesome. That's great. Okay, and then we can. Do you guys want new questions, or do you want to finish up these questions?
New question.
New questions. So go to the exercise 22 just above that, and you will just respond. So if I ask, what have you recently heard on the news? You'll say, I have heard that. So it branches out a little bit more. Okay. So that'll be the next person's question. Nice catch.
What have you recently heard on the news?
I have heard that Chile is having a lot of protests.
Protests, yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then you can throw it to another person. So Ian, Joseph, Thomas Howard. And Juan. Yeah, Julie, Ian, and Juan. Haven't heard yet.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. It's like under the chair.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and ask me a question. The question B.
What have you recently found out on social media?
I found. Yeah.
This is the difference. Or you would say, I have, heard. Or found out on.
I what?
So this is actually the previous exercise, so we're branching out. We're doing something a little different, so you can just respond. I have found out that.
Okay, I have recently found
Weather is always a good thing to
Ian picture in the beach.
You what?
A picture of Ian.
Oh, you saw a picture of Ian. Okay. You found out that Ian posted a picture on social media.
Yeah.
Okay. It's okay. It's not true. It's just a statement. And then throw it to like Julie or Joseph
Or Ian.
You saw it coming.
So, the second one,
Yeah, 2A.
what do you science know for sure?
Science know for sure that there is life in another planet. I don't know.
Yeah, there's life in other planets. Great.
And Julie?
Then you're going to ask her
Oh, yeah.
2B.
What have scientists recently discovered?
Scientists have discovered that
You could talk about the weather. Do you know what the weather will be like today?
Good one.
the weather will be
Sunny. It will be sunny. Yeah, that'll work. And then Johnson. Ask them 3A.
What do you parents hope your dear children?
They hope that they have success.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a great example. Yep. Good job. Same Ricky. Or I can come over and get it if that's better. Thanks. All right. So that's kind of an example of a noun clause where you have, I think that noun phrase. So that's just a little practice on the noun phrase and what comes before it. So now we're going to work with quoted speech. So if I were to say something, or this for example, you can see the quotation marks, these are quotation marks, are on the outside, and the period is on the inside. And if I were to say, we said that you are right. So this is not capitalized because this is in the middle of the sentence. But if this were a period, then this would then be capitalized because it comes after a period. I don't know if this is any different from your languages. Is this the same for you guys? Okay, figured that would be the same. So we're going to practice a little bit of writing quoted speech, just so you get an idea of what it's like. So on page 261, there's a fable. Do you know what fables are? Uh-huh. It's a little story with a moral to it. Yeah? Okay. So this one is about the grasshopper and the ant. There are probably other variations of it using different animals. But this one is the grasshopper and the ant. So looking at these pictures, what do you think that's about? Can you guess what the moral is? Okay, so just think about that. I'm going to read the story, and if there's a word you don't know, because they have a lot of different words in this story, just raise your hand real quick, and then we can put it on the board. So once upon a time, there was a lazy grasshopper and an industrious ant. Are you good with industrious?
Yeah.
Oh, good. The grasshopper spent his summer days in the sun, chirping and hopping about. It never occurred to him,
Chirping.
chirping, okay. So chirping is a sound they make. Yeah, just like a cricket would make a grasshopper. It's just like a small sound. It's like a sound. But it's specific to a grasshopper or a bird type of sound. Okay. It never occurred to him to work. The ant, however, was getting ready for winter. He dragged seeds, leaves, and grains to his nest. One day, the grasshopper visited the ant. "It's such a nice day," he said. "Come out and play with me." The ant shook his head. "I can't," he replied. Was there a word anyone didn't know? Is that good? Okay. "I have too much work to do. I need to get ready for the winter," he added. "You should do the same." The grasshopper laughed and said, "I have plenty of food, and besides, winter is far away." Winter came. The ant was snug in his nest, and the grasshopper was starving. There was no food to be found anywhere. The moral of the story is?
What is a snug?
Snug. It's like really tight and comfortable and warm, just really snug, like tight. Kind of like if you wrap yourself in a blanket by a fire when it's cold, you're snug. Just like very comfortable and tight. So the ant was snug in his nest. He was warm, comfortable in his home. He wasn't cold, he was happy. So what is the moral of this story, do you think?
You need to be prepared.
Yeah.
If you know that something is coming, like prevention.
You have to prepare. Because the ant knew winter was coming, so he started getting food ready, and the grasshopper's like, "Let's play." And the ant says, No, I need to get ready for winter. It's kind of like homework. You got to prepare your homework for the TOEFL, and your friends say, "Let's go play." And you're like, No. Does that always happen? Do you always say no to your friends? No. But it's a good thing to do homework and stuff. So think about a fable that you know of, or you can make up a story, and then take the next 5 minutes to write out a story. And you're like, what? Write out a story and use quotations if you can. So as if the grasshopper were speaking to the ant, but it's your own story. So you'll have to take out some paper and a pencil and just write a small story, and you'll share it with me later after you're done. You have a story in mind? Do you have fables like this?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. If you need to, you can just think of a different story.
What is the name of that like girl that used like a red thing and the wolf skirt?
Oh, Red Riding Hood. Isn't it? Red Riding Hood. Yeah, you can write about that. Her conversation with the wolf.
Red what?
Riding Hood. Yeah, I can write it down real quick.
Choose one.
Sorry.
Do you have any stories? Can you what? Do you have a story in mind to write down?
Not yet.
Not yet. And if anything, you can just think of a dialogue. As long as you use quotations, learn how to
But
use
we are
quotations.
more.
With a moral? Yeah.
We are more.
Yeah. Try and put a moral in there.
My brother lived to the government.
Do you have a story in mind? Not yet? Okay. Are you going to take notes? Am I going to take those? If you can put it on a different piece of paper and then hand it in to me, that'd be great, because then I can see if you know how to use quotation marks. So make sure it's on a blank piece of paper, because you're going to give the paper to me after, so I can see you're using quotation marks correctly. Yeah. You have about 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes.
No, I know, but between.
Oh, for quotation?
No.
It goes
No.
Nice topic.
Yes.
It's, I'm excited to. Yeah, supposedly
No, but it's like this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he said.
He said. So the first thing said, I'm excited to play.
Ah, okay.
Put something down there. about 2 minutes left. We have 30 seconds. All right. Go ahead, finish up real quick, and then we are going to share, you're going to share your story with your neighbor. Just kind of go over it really quick. So you two can talk about the story.
You can tell.
Do we switch them?
Stephanie, can you talk about your story? And then if you could talk to Julie about your story. And then you two talk about your stories.
Soccer team called Flamengo from Brazil. Wondering, is this correct word? We learned that Cup final was played correct on this World Cup final when when he saw his friend and he said, do you want to play soccer with me? His friend said, no, Neymar said, oh, but I am really rich and famous. His friend said, you do not stand, you will be poor.
Oh, yeah.
The little
Libertadores Cup. People around the world can believe that Flamengo is a small team.
Sorry, but I can't.
Say stop.
I write about I don't remember this soccer. I just try to read
People around the world can't believe that because Flamengo is a small team from South America. And the moral of the story is never give up.
to the forest and left her grandmother alone. While she was taking food,
We were so afraid.
the grandmother's house, and they start
Soccer team because it's a soccer team.
Wolf, please stop eating.
You will see.
The wolf, I'm sorry, we'll eat you.
Okay.
Once upon a time,
Finally,
Okay.
the wolf eat the grandmother.
So go ahead and wrap it up.
The young lady didn't know. When she was coming back to the house, she she found that her grandmother was really different.
Sorry, you guys can't finish your stories,
wall
but we're gonna go ahead and move on.
I don't remember how it was.
So, that was just to give you some practice using quoted speech, because you don't use that very often, but when you do, it's good to know what the rules are. So if you want to go ahead and give me your papers, and I'll just look over them and see. I won't grade them or anything. It's just to get an idea.
Full participation,
How-
guys.
Do you have to write down your name?
Yeah, if you could write your name on it, that would be great.
Okay.
That's fun though. I wish I could listen to all your stories. Some of your bits and pieces.
I didn't know this story.
That's okay. What was that, Water?
Huh? I wrote another story.
You wrote another story?
His story.
Oh, you wrote the same story? Who has it?
I'm confused.
You like
Okay.
I said I wrote it.
All right.
I wrote a story.
Definitely.
Stephanie.
You have, yeah. Pencil sharpener?
Pencil?
Pencil sharpener.
Sharper.
Ah, pencil
It's
sharp.
like sharpen.
Like a
scissors or-
yeah, you need to say
Okay.
I mean, who pronunciation?
We provide.
Are going.
Like
So when you hear someone say something, we're going to recorded speech now. So we've done noun clauses, we've gone through quoted speech a little bit. So this is the last point we're going to talk about today, is recorded speech. So if I say, I work at night, Thomas is going to say, she said she worked at night. So he's not going to say exactly what I said. Because I say, I work at night. So Thomas wouldn't say, she said I work at night. Because that means something different. That means I said that he worked at night. So he has to change the subject from I said I work at night, she said she worked at night. Yeah. And it can be a little tricky. So the verbs are in purple. So this is present tense, past tense. This is if you are reporting in past tense. So I'll put past tense. And then this is like past and present. So they say this, and this is you reporting past tense. So you go from present to simple past to, I think it's present continuous, past, so you have was, continuous with the ing. Then simple past is no change, so you keep the simple past, or you can do past perfect. That's also an option. Present perfect, so I have worked, present past tense, so have worked, present perfect. To past perfect, so the work stays the same, but you change had from present to past. And the last one is past perfect. So had worked, both past tense, stays the same. So the last one is easy. So that is and if you want to look at chart 12.7 on page 262, that tells you what each of those sentences are in the past tense. So to practice this, we're going to do an activity. It's called telephone. Have you guys played telephone before? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to give sentences. Here's the tricky part. So we're going to split up into, I think, 3 teams, 4 people per team, because there are 12 of us. And double check 4, and 4, yeah. So each team will have a marker. And what I'm going to do is I will stand on that side of the room. We'll move this table too, so you have room to get people. And what you're going to do is I will tell the first person over here a sentence. So, I work at night. I tell that person. This person looks at the yellow magnet right here. So this is the type of sentence, and this will move down. So you have to change it from here to here. Does that make sense? So like, if we're on this one, the person I tell changes it. I say, I work at night. So me as the student, I change it to this. She said she worked at night. And I whisper that to the next person. And the person who's closest to the board will write that down.
Okay.
So we can see if it changed correctly. Yeah? Does that make sense? So go ahead up and get into 3 teams. So you'll have a line here of 4 people, 4 people, and 4 people. 3 teams.
Where are you?
Not bad.
Are you my team?
Yes. You're right. Stay here.
You will rotate, so everyone will get a chance.
You're gonna have your chance. Come on.
Who win?
How are you?
What we're going to do, I'll put a little bit of music in the
Part two?
background.
But it's in lines.
No, it's 3.
It's afraid.
You need to do another line in the
Guys,
middle.
3
Three groups.
teams.
Okay, let's do
Yeah.
3 lines.
Three
Let them
lines.
each.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was doing
So you got 4,
are?
4, and 4. That's perfect. 4,
Each group.
Okay. So we have team A.
I don't like B.
I'm always a.
Team 1
Your me is a machine.
and
Yeah, team 1. Team
team
Flamengo.
exclamation mark.
Oh.
How's that? Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna play some music in the background so you can't hear what I'm saying.
So the
yeah.
less people person will you say to like
Yeah,
Ashley?
so I will say it to
Okay, you,
them,
okay.
and then they say it to you. You run over, right on the board. Okay.
Don't say it to me. Don't
You
say
guys
it.
ready?
Guys,
No,
please. Pay attention.
Oh, pay attention. They need to write
Yeah.
the sentence?
Wait, it's me?
Yeah.
I will tell
why?
you,
Oh,
and then
yeah,
you 3,
please, please.
you have
Oh,
to see
she's
the
gonna
board,
tell us.
because I'll say, I work at night. So you tell the next person, she said she worked at night.
Yeah. Is it okay? Okay.
But it's past tense.
Yeah.
So you look at that first sentence, and that's the formula you use. You tell the next person, and then those people will write it on the board. Yeah? Does that make sense? Okay. We'll give it a shot. We'll try it. Oh, so silly, you can't hear. Now just think about it, but don't say anything yet, because I
Is the
still
sa-
have to tell these people.
Is this the same?
Don't tell me.
Fast.
Okay,
Okay.
you ready? Set, go.
She said she teach girl.
No, oh, super low.
I know, too loud.
Sorry. I'm going to Mario Bros or something.
Past tense.
Past tense, past tense.
How? I don't know.
Done.
Talk. I don't know how to spell.
What is that?
It's okay? Oh,
Yeah.
what's that?
A-U-G-H-T. Don't
T.
forget the T.
Don't.
Oh. Good job.
Yes.
T. There you go. G-H-T.
A, no
Oh,
O.
okay, don't
There's
figure
a
out.
letter.
This is A.
There you go.
And
Grammar,
A,
sounds
please,
good.
please.
Okay.
Yeah.
She taught grammar.
Very
Perfect.
clear.
That's great. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't
one
know
point here,
I
thank
don't
you.
know if anybody got that one. 'Cause-
Oh, yeah.
No, I got first.
Oh,
I
you
had
did?
problems
Oh,
too.
okay, that's all right.
Thought.
I got
Yeah, you
first.
fixed it.
No,
I
she
got
had
it.
problems.
She said she say she write it.
Oh, we will.
No, but after that,
Who
I
writes
picked
first?
It was
Right?
the
All
11.
about it.
She finished
Please,
first.
water.
Okay, you ready? So I'll give you
I
a
will try you.
present.
Easy.
I will
Yeah.
try you.
Rotated? You're all rotated?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'll give you a present Continuous verb, and you conjugate it to
Easy
past.
peasy.
Past continuous, yeah? Try and not whisper too loud so not everybody
No
I'm
too
sorry,
loud.
Not too loud, man.
All the rooms.
I would like that.
Ready? Not yet, not yet. Ready? Set, go.
What?
Now
Come on! Timmy one!
Cheating.
No, it's not that.
Go.
Without that.
Yeah.
No. Oh. Keep it riding. Don't give up. Come on, BYU.
That's Argentinian.
She
They
said
give
she
up
was
hours.
She says that.
No, she said she was independent. We don't need to put that.
Alright.
I have a question.
Yeah.
It's like an obligation for that.
For.
Like she said that. No, she said I.
That's
But
wrong,
my
maybe.
first.
You can say
She's
that.
wrong.
She said that she was cooking. You can't put that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just option, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, Vanessa.
No, it's
The
just
next time you
it's
can
just a question.
maybe get the next
We're
one.
going
Sorry,
past
Vanessa.
tense to past tense. So this is an easy one.
Past tense. Past tense.
Okay,
She
ready?
said she worked it or she had worked it.
Oh, there's
Okay,
Don't tell anybody else.
Oh yeah. Don't tell water.
Not yet.
Do you know? What?
I don't know what he said. Very fast.
It's the same verb. It's the same verb.
Oh, okay.
Okay, ready, set, go.
Yeah.
She danced.
She said she has.
But the verb is fast.
Easy. Danced.
We're playing a game.
Woohoo! Ashley, you are the best. She danced. I think.
Yay, great. And then you got a point.
One. Dun. Hey. Take a seat.
No, there's no seat for you, relax.
Come on, what is that? Daenes.
Die?
Dance. That's like trees.
Alright,
아니온진.
okay.
The last
So,
one.
The last one.
No, what's the last one?
so we have, I have worked.
We won.
We won.
Perfect. Past. And then she had worked. So you change have to had.
Pay attention. Head.
Tell me.
Okay, tell me.
Like, what are you doing next? Tell me what are you
But we are just It's fair.
Just kidding.
No, now I'm thinking because next way. Just
Yeah,
B, you need to wait. Sorry.
Okay,
Okay, you can do and I can. Either thing.
Tell me.
No, I think it's better you because
Do
you
what?
know what is.
What are we
Okay.
doing?
So,
We're
He
fighting.
doesn't know.
Yeah, no,
If
more.
you wait,
rotate.
yeah.
Sit down.
Sit down.
So,
But he
yeah.
doesn't know about.
Yeah.
Maybe
What
he
I
can.
will do is I'll tell you a sentence, or do you want to? You start next, so we'll start with. Did you just go though? Okay. So,
He can watch the
Yeah.
first one and
No,
they
first
can do
do
it
in the
Okay.
other.
in the other group.
Bilal is welcome.
Yeah, in
Your group.
Okay, ready?
Bilal,
Set,
you can do it.
go.
Fast.
Ah,
Come on.
Argentinian.
I have worked. So this next person.
Please. I'm on time.
But it should be the
Yeah.
Long time.
I'm on. Same.
Demo.
Yo.
You didn't say hi. She said she had hi. Hi. Why don't you do that mountain, no amount.
It's the same.
No, it's not one.
Okay.
There's no specific one.
So ready?
Oh,
I had worked. She said she had worked.
Me?
So
Really?
this isn't you
Yeah.
if you want to
You are
start
faster.
up front.
Oh, we
So
No, 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 no.
I
Cheating.
can tell you, and then you tell the next person.
Sorry.
No, no, cheating.
Hand working.
Tá controlado aí.
Let's go.
No cheating.
No cheating. Is it a cheating? Oh my god.
It's
Clear,
your thing. Do that,
clear.
Vanessa, but not here.
Head high. This like really low. Fly behind.
Sorry.
Oh, he said.
I
No.
haven't said
Okay,
anything.
ready, set, go.
Okay.
What?
Into friends.
I don't know.
I don't know what that.
Yeah, see what you say.
She said had.
Have been.
It's confused.
Being
Two.
yeah.
friend.
Friends.
Two friends?
Friends.
Friends. Friends, yes. Friends.
It's a lot of cheating.
No, it's not friends.
Who's friends?
Friends? I'm friends.
That's an element of telephone. You
With friends?
Friends.
I'm France? It's the country. Yeah, friends.
Friends, it works. We got it.
Friends is in. Oh, it's no.
That's what I said. But
Uh-uh.
that's grammatically correct.
No, no,
I wrote two.
No,
Friends. Friends. Two friends. It's a country, right?
She wears your friends.
Is that friends? No, friends. Friends.
Two friends.
Two friends. I said
Where
she
we- why
did
like-
two friends.
Two friends.
No, it's a friend.
No, it's hard to hear.
Two friends. No one friends. Two friends.
What's that about?
She said two friends.
No, I told it sorry.
She got been two friends. I heard I felt it. Oh, friends. Two friends. She said.
Go ahead, take your seat.
Good job.
Two friends.
I said
Friends.
I say friends.
Oh my god.
You are so bad, fast like information. Sorry.
Alright, good job guys. That was fun. Okay, so do you guys have your workbooks? I'm supposed to check your workbooks.
Yes, of course.
Well,
Yes, of course.
That was Monday.
You have
next
the
Monday.
workbook,
Next
just
Monday.
go ahead.
yeah, is it 10? Is it 10 for workbooks
ten.
this week?
Yeah, but
Okay.
no, was not 7, 9, 10, and 12.
But 12 we are working in the 12. It's not for today.
We're working.
Yeah.
And 4, 5,
You
6,
have
7.
the workbook. You don't have the homework.
No. It is 7. Yeah, 7, 9. No.
Is it 10? You already had it checked?
Yeah, so.
Okay, because I'm supposed to check workbooks.
Oh, 10.
Yeah.
If you've done it, get out your workbooks.
No.
Chapter to like 7, 9, and something. I think those are
7, 9,
for textbooks, not workbooks.
I think it's 10.
What?
For today, yeah. So today it said
No, we
12.
need to do the chapter 10 in the work.
Yeah, but like she was talking about how like we have to do chapter 7,
What?
9, and everything else
Scott didn't check
on our
the
workbook,
chapter.
but
She wrote
I think it's a textbook.
4.
She
for
did.
10. 7, 9, 10, and 12.
But yeah, well, we have to do chapter 10 on our workbook. That's right. But other than that, there's like something else.
Why today?
Because it
I
says it
think
on
it's on Monday.
but
Yeah, I think it's in Monday.
Yeah.
I did every
No one
chapter
did.
except
No one
12.
did.
okay.
Sorry.
No one did 12.
Yeah.
Everyone did 10.
Check.
Okay,
I forget
but you did you get 10 checked already?
No.
I don't think so.
And then I'll have her check 12. Yeah, so open up to workbook 10. I'll check 10 today.
No, I did.
Yes.
Violeta.
Well, then you're early, because it's supposed to be today.
Like I did.
But I'll tell.
Oh.
She checked it already.
No,
Checked it.
no check
On
for
Monday,
Like, tell us who's
Was.
Double checkers. Right.
I don't
I'm
know
always
what to do today.
Can we check next week?
I'm like up in here.
Yeah, on campus, there's something about work from 12.
I need see two.
No,
He's being really untired.
He didn't
Yeah.
I'm
Stop being Japanese, but he didn't speak.
Okay, some of you hadn't had chapter 10 checked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
You have hers. Okay.
I don't think so.
Because I took for the
This
reason I
one.
needed that.
Okay. So I will, if you haven't done 12, you need to do 12 today.
Yes.
Just so that you get that done, because I'm supposed to check 12, but it sounds like nobody did 12 except for Naoki, right? So Naoki's the only one who got 12. So I'll talk to Sister Cox about that, and then she'll check it on Monday. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So we're going to wrap up. We're going to wrap up these tenses. So continuing with telephone a little bit. Go to page 263. And we're going to do exercise 32. So exercise 32 has a sentence, your order is ready, said the waiter. So you take the subject and say, the waiter said our order was ready. So it's doing the same thing. So the waiter said, your order is ready. And then you say, the waiter said, our order was ready. So go ahead and work in that on your own notebook, or you can work with a neighbor if you want. And we'll have about
32, right?
5 minutes. Yes. Exercise 32,
I'm so fast.
page 263.
Of course.
Okay.
I'm having the special.
Wait, which one?
Which?
Oh, I'm having. And what are we
And
supposed to say?
you can just say it
And you have the
verbally.
special.
You don't have to write it down.
Mataba is girl.
Oh, Mustafa said that
Mustafa said
he had
He was
special.
Mataba said he was
He was having
he.
Number 2.
We went there for anniversary. My parents said.
So my friend said the link is
And my parents said.
This is also too much information.
There.
I went to school with them.
My dad said he went to the school with the
I went to school there and there
I thought not just to say I'm going to join this.
I went to
Said.
my dad said
that he went to the chef.
I talked to Gloria and she said I'm going to she said
What's going on?
I will join.
She said, she said,
So you have volunteer for the
No, it's
future.
me future.
So
I'm
she's
going
going
with you.
But you're still using I.
I just
She
said,
I
I say I wake up and say,
She said she
I said never.
I just talked to her. She said I have no
She said she
Yeah.
you
Oh,
she's going to join me to lunch,
Next
right?
one, I guess.
Whose turn? Mustafa said I
Mustafa said he had never tasted such a delicious dessert.
I talked to her yesterday. She
A
said
customer said there's a mistake on all wheels.
Yours like
you
I
done?
just
Yeah, I don't like grammar.
No, I'm going to join you for lunch.
I don't like any class.
I just talking to her. They say
We're gonna, yeah,
Say
same.
it present.
join.
With was with yes, always say the same.
I was going to
Yeah.
join
Alright.
never
Very good.
There was
there's
ah
a mistake
Okay.
on
was.
our bill.
So some of you had questions about number 5. It's a little tricky.
Yeah.
But if I talked to Nora yesterday and she said, I'm going to join you for lunch, then I would say, I talked to Nora yesterday. She said she was going to join me for lunch. So it would
She
change.
was or she will?
Or she is going to join
She's
me for
going.
lunch. Yeah.
No.
Because that is still in the present. There. Okay. So that is, so these are noun phrases. She said, and you can put that in there if you want to. It's not required. And then that would be the noun phrase. So just keep in mind that the tenses will change from present to past, present continuous, past continuous, simple past, pretty much change or stays the same. Present perfect, past perfect, and then the past perfect stays the same.
Question.
Yeah.
So about third one, past to past or past to
This one?
past present perfect. Which one is American? They use a lot.
I worked. She said she worked. She said she had worked. It just depends on the sentence, the context. You could say, she said she had worked until 9 a.m. Or you could say, she said she worked until 9 a.m.
So which
But
one
either one.
is more?
I don't think there's really, this one is
Popular.
faster. So probably this one just because it's faster. But both of them work just fine.
So if I say I was working, how do I change?
She said she was working. Or you're saying,
If I say I was working, so how do I change reporting?
so that would be like, oh, I see what you mean. So she said she had been working. Yeah. That's a good one because they didn't have that example. Yeah. Any other questions?
Or can I just say she was working? Same.
She was working.
She said she was working.
She said she was working.
Can I
So-
say that? Or have to say she had been working?
She had been working until something happened. Or she said she has been working this whole time. She has been working. And then she had been working until something happened. So it's a difference in the past and where it happens in the past.
But can we say just was working? To say she was working?
You can, but it depends on what she said. Yeah. So she said she was working is grammatically correct if you're coming from I am working. Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll go over this some more too next week as well because we're still in chapter 12. But class is over, so good job, guys.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. You guys are a great class. It's been fun.
Yeah, you're good. Have durations.
Perché se ci di male. La salsa tinha 4 anos nele, eu não posso misturar. E eu mesmo pesquisei, 7,50, aumento de sexta-feira, não é mais barato. Então, quase que
Ô, Vanessa, engraçado, né?
Na
semana.
Não, mas não tem todo mundo não.
declararam na crema deportistas dolor sabe por 3 dias e ganhou $1.700 por 3 dias. Já tô
Mas eu queria. Eu mas eu posso fazer isso agora.
Já pegou os papéis que eu vou assim.
We have a great, excellent class. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You guys are really fun students.
Você considera uma medicina para o dolor, por exemplo?
Não, e a prima
É lógico.
Sim, tu posso.
¿Y cuánto te dan por referencia?
É, a outra foi super morta, agora ela fez umas atividades legais, né?
E a gente gosta de gosta de perder. Tô nem aí. Ai, minha nossa.
Eu tô muito cansada, tô achando que eu vou...
Es como esta cosa de, no tienes que poner social nada, es como esta cosa de donar plata.
Pelo menos assiste a metade, pra você não perder presença.
Aí ela, se eu sair antes, ela vai te ver.
Ou então só... Não, não vai. Não
Ellos
deixa.
te dicen que
Vai
tienes que
perder
hacer.
seus enchidos.
Sí, ellos te envían una...
Você
Eu não
dorme
sei se eu tô...
no intervalo.
Mas eu tenho que fazer o trabalho.
Então você sai 10 minutos. Então, você faz no intervalo. Menina, a gente tem quase 2 horas pra fazer. Porque são 6 minutos.
Y si no te llaman,
Não vai ser
tú vas a poner a
vai
tu
ser em grupo,
teléfono,
vai ter 3
entonces si
pessoas
no
no
te
seu
llaman, tú
grupo.
tienes que
Igual a gente
llamar.
debateu lá com os meninos. Entendeu?
Eu vou dormir uns 40 minutos, porque eu ainda tenho uma plasma hoje depois de trabalhar.
Se não der certo com a do Thomas, que eu acho que espero que dê, que ainda não mandou o
E o meu
telefone.
e-mail?
Já enviei, já mandei
enviou
para todo
meu
mundo, tô
e-mail.
mandando dele agora.
E o meu?
O seu eu não mandei.
Plasmita, plasmita.
Plasmita,
Mas eu já enviei.
pomadita.
Guys, não,
Pero-
não espalhe, não spread.
Pero aplica lo de la referencia también, aplica para esto.
Sí.
Un 50-50.
Como? Calma, loco, tu vas a referir más personas.
No, no quiero referencia, mucho trabajo. Solo quiero 1.700 y arreglo mío.
Põe o seu aqui. O seu eu já enviei o da Ju. Demi de tos.
Pero es como un hospital, ¿es algo
Sí,
serio?
Ay,
¿O es algo todo
Sério, te
puro?
dando
3
comida.
days.
A veces tu tienes que
Não, 1
dormir
week.
allá.
Não, às vezes não, sempre
E
tem
te
que...
dando comida.
Mas você
Tá
já
tão
foi
bem.
lá?
Melhor que.
Não, pero no
Quem tem que achar o Pipi Will?
Quiero que sea externo.
Já, vai ser esta crema.
No,
Se es interno,
¿Y puedo hacer otros procesos también?
tu puedes hacer otro. Puedes hacer otro.
¿Y por qué la gente trabaja?
Hello!
Ô, quer ganhar dinheiro?
E por que a gente
Por quê?
trabalha?
Quero? Quem quer ganhar dinheiro?
Não, então vem aqui.
Meninos.
Vale 300,
Não vai ficar na display não, né?
É, vai ficar
é o
rico.
seguinte,
Vem com história de trás de spray.
Salt Lake tem uma coisa que é
Mas vai não ter certo, eu tô fazendo dinheiro.
de testar remédio.
Tipo, pode tirar
Meu
um
amigo
rim.
fez um teste de uma pomada de dor muscular,
Ah,
e ele ganhou $1.700. Quer fazer?
1.700, uma pomada?
É, é por 3 dias. Você tem que passar e falar se parou de doer seu músculo, se não parou. E tem outras
Não,
provas
aí
também.
você vai ter que fazer um exercício pra machucar.
Não pra machucar,
Não,
eles
não,
vão te passar. É
pra-
tipo gelol, sabe?
Sim, sim.
Aí eles vão passar, você vai ver se funciona. Se não funciona.
$1.700?
1.700 ele ganhou.
Rapaz, $1.700 custar uma injeção.
Na testa. Mas tem que.
Na
Você
testa.
ganha de 1.700 a $10.000. Ele fez lá. Então você pode escolher. Deixa eu
Você
passar.
quer ver o...
É meu.
Cadê esse trem?
Aqui, ó. Como é que eu vou pôr o seu aqui agora?
Na hora.
Aqui, ó. Põe seu e-mail aqui. Eles vão te mandar um e-mail. Se eles não te ligarem, se eles não te mandar um e-mail, você vai colocar suas informações. Se eles não te ligarem, você liga lá. Eles não me ligaram, eu tive que ligar pra eu poder fazer o jogo. te mandar um e-mail nesse e-mail, você precisa de informações, telefone, onde você mora, tudo. Se eles não te ligarem em 24 horas, liga pra eles. Vai falando comigo que a gente vai fazendo.
Tá, manda um oi no zap pra mim pra pegar
Go back our home. Go back our home.
cada um com uma tinta.
1.700. Eu não quero comprar não, vou fazer muito da família.
Qual é o outro?
É de anestesia.
Já quero. Qual é o de 10 mil?
10 mil, eu não sei o que é, mas tem que dormir 35 dias lá. Eu não fiz ainda porque é meio... Dá pra ir, é só dormir. Deixa eu te
My room?
Yeah.
Really? Nobody's home maybe. One of the people can lock the door person.
That's make me.
We have only one person lock the door.
This made me difficult to steal your shopping drawer.
Eu sei.
But almost open on my no problem.
Dá só um oi aí no zap, só pra...
Beleza, já manda já. Valeu.
Lo que pasa es que esa sala tiene, te fijaste que no tiene esto, no tiene este equipo, entonces por eso siempre estamos comentando algunas cosas. Pobrecito, como que lo necesitan utilizar.